Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. So I do find it rather odd, actually, that the YouTube stream, it starts like before it says it's actually meant to start. So yeah, that's always why I'm like a little bit quiet beforehand. I'm just going to go ahead and share the links over here. I do hope you guys are doing well. It's been a nice weekend, actually. Been a nice weekend so far. I was actually, so it's been fantastic, actually. There's been a few people that have actually decided to go ahead and get themselves one of the prints ordered, which is awesome. Unfortunately, not been able to send them out for the delivery today because I didn't realise the bloody post office isn't open on a weekend, which is awkward. So, yeah, for those of you who've ordered a print, I'm going to have them sent over on Tuesday, unless the post office is open on Bank Holiday Monday. But hopefully get that done. Alright, let's get these links shared over here. I do hope you guys are doing well. Been a little while, hasn't it, really? I mean, it's only been like, what, since Thursday? But man, time just goes by pretty damn quickly, doesn't it? I've actually been playing a lot of the Imperium Universalis mod, actually, for EU4. That's been really good, actually. To be honest, I can't help but say, but I prefer that to Imperator. Just be a second, 2 more things to share here. I wish there's like some kind of automatic system I could set up. That'd make things easier. Right, there we go. Okay, who we got here then? So, hello there, Justin, and hello there, Anno. That's awesome, dudes. I'm glad you guys are doing well there. Okay. Yeah, it really is. See, this is it. I really do like the image. It's like, I'd love to maybe have one of the future prints actually done is as something like a variation of that. We could even have like a H6K4, you know what I mean? I think that, I don't know, it's just something about it that's fantastic. It doesn't really like convey a year, if you get what I mean. It's like, it could be 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, you know what I mean? It sort of conveys an agelessness, which is cool. Right, so I did have a bit of a conversation with Major Problem himself, actually. He has been actually giving me advice on how to actually set things up for the US. Obviously, I've never played something of this nature, really. I mean, we have played, like, late war scenarios, but it's not been something where we've had to do major amphibious landing, so we've actually... Well, he's given me some really fantastic advice on how to do these, which is awesome. So, for example... we do have the AGCs over here. So, for example, we do have the Rocky Mount. What we need to do here, then, is actually have the Amphibious headquarters. So, we're basically going to unload all of these actual Amphibious headquarters. Just all of these Amphibious troops are going to be unloaded just so we can make sure everything is done properly. So, we're going to be about a day behind here. Well, not really a day behind. We can take things at our own pace to a degree here when it comes to landings. We've got to make sure they're done right. But basically, what we need to do here, then, is actually have these AGCs loaded separately. Well, they can be loaded together, but we need to make sure that the headquarters is aboard here. Because how they work is they provide all the benefits of the headquarters. But what you can do here... Well, they provide the benefits while being aboard the actual ships here. So what we're going to do with them is when we arrive at the target destination is these command ships are going to basically separate from the landing forces. They're going to remain offshore. They're going to remain, yeah, basically off the actual beaches. So they won't be in danger, but they'll be able to provide support, which is going to be awesome. It's cool. To be honest, there's so many aspects of this game. It's honestly amazing. Just never fails to amaze me. Okay, hello there, town. First time seeing you here in the stream. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so we've got the vast majority of our orders already sorted out, to be honest. So it's not going to be too terribly long this stream. I think what we need to do here first and foremost is sort out what we're going to be doing with our air forces, really. And if we take a look at it, then obviously we do have the submarines giving orders. We are looking to to try and establish something of a small blockade around the Pelou Island, or Pelou, Babel or Babel Douab. I don't know how you pronounce it. I think it's Babel Douab. Douab, maybe. Or Babel Douab. I'm going to have to try and get somebody who knows what sort of, like, pronunciation it's meant to have. We are setting up a blockade of the Marianas. We do have a single submarine that's going to be headed over here to the Caroline Islands. We do have, what is it, about 19 submarines, I think it is. Maybe 19 to 20 something submarines that are going to be heading over here from Hawaii. They're going to be heading over here to Eniwetok. So from Eniwatok, what we'll be doing then is obviously having our submarines spread out. We do actually have a good couple more submarines over here as well, which is going to be awesome. We'll get those 8 submarines into service around the Marianas pretty quickly. The other submarines over here can be broken up and divided. We'll look to have something of a little blockade of track. We don't particularly need to, but what I want to try and do here then is try and prevent him from moving anything around via ship. And that's something that we do want to watch out for. Major is a veteran player of, I think he said about 7 or so years, something of that sort of nature. So he's not messing around. We're going to learn a lot of his play by email, to be honest, I can be assured of. Right. Now, what we're going to be doing here then is, let's take a look. So we've had our reconnaissance craft then, so the PBY-4s. I don't think we've... No, are these the Liberators? Yeah, so we've given them an actual mission here. So then, G-Man, welcome. Hello there, Joshua. Oh, how you doing there, Todd Grummer? Good to see you, my man. Okay. So we're going to be running activity of a truck. That's fine. Now, we could do with really more reconnaissance in this area. We don't have any patrol aircraft over here as far as I can tell. Float planes, none. No, definitely no patrol planes. What else do we have then? So we'll eliminate the reconnaissance craft. So that does leave us with the F4U1 Corsairs. Now at the moment they're really just undergoing training, but if we take a look at these guys, what sort of range can we get out of them? Yo, indeed, my friend. Right. What are we looking at if they use the drop tanks? So we're looking at about 12 there. And that is their maximum. Now, we don't see any reduction in their fighting capabilities. Obviously, at maximum range, they are pretty much out there. They are going to be subject to increased operational losses, but that's something to bear in mind. Hello there, Kappa Keeper. How you doing there, my friend? Malinowski, Poland? Oh, okay. That's pretty cool. I'm glad you guys know what you're on about, because I was, like, really confused there. Okay. Right. Now, let's take a look at the ranges over here, then. So, it's 15 hexes to track from Eniwatok. We do have a couple islands nearby, such as Ponape. It may be potentially worthwhile to secure these islands. Right. So Ponape to truck is about 10 hexes. So that would put the Corsairs within range there. Not that they're particularly needed, it's just one of these things that it might be worthwhile to have something of an escort. We are going to be looking towards like pounding the airfields, probably a truck. We're going to be running a lot of reconnaissance, which is going to be quite good. We're going to need a lot of our reconnaissance just to get an idea of what's going on. We'll see what we have on the other islands then, shall we? We may yet have some further reconnaissance assets. In fairness, what we'll do here then is go into our land-based aircraft. Our reconnaissance. So I do have some F5A Lightnings over here at Pearl Harbor, and we have some S7A Liberators at Kwajalein. The rest would obviously be at Eniwatok already. I'm playing a Guadalcanal scenario as a Japanese and having major supply and fuel problems. The game just doesn't give me enough in Truck or Rabal. And the Guadalcanal scenario. See, I've not played the Guadalcanal scenario, so I can't really say. As far as I could say, though, the assets that you have in the actual campaign itself, well, that scenario itself is probably what you will have. So I suppose it's one of these things that you need to be quite careful with it. I mean, obviously the Japanese really didn't have much in the way of supplies, nor fuel for quite a lot of the war, actually. Okay, let's take a look at the F5A Lightnings. Okay, so with the drop tanks, they do have 20 hexes of range. Hello there, Paul. Nice to see you here, my friend. Right. Now, that does give us some nice possibilities here. We could rebase them to Midway Island, but that's not really where I want to be going. Johnson might be the best we're going to get here. Hello there, Whatman. Nice to see you. Might be the first time seeing you on stream, so welcome. Okay. Let's take a look at the facilities on Johnson Island. Yeah, it's not too far out. We need to figure out what sort of range we can make. I need to get these guys shifted over to the Marshals. So that's 30 hexes, so they would be within range. Well, then again, that's under Japanese occupation. Well, Japanese control, I should say. It might be potentially worthwhile to try and secure one of these other islands here, but I don't think it'd be that much of an issue. Hello there, Talon. Welcome, my friend. Yeah, these lightnings don't quite have that range. They might just be able to make it. We'll have to look at what we could maybe assemble over here as to whether it's worthwhile taking one of these islands. It might not be worth it. I think it'd be a lot of effort just to get some aircraft transferred. Now, if we were to go from Midway, let's have a look. We could always have them sent over by a cargo ship, so it might be just... Yeah, I think we'll have the lightning sent over by a cargo ship. It'd probably be a hell of a lot easier than having to take over an island just to shift them. So let's take a look then. So if we go into here and form a new task force then. Air transport, there we go. Don't want anything in a task force. Oh wow. What is that, Alright, so you'd have to go aboard one of the CVEs or something of that nature. Okay, let's see. We'll go to the lightnings here then. Dive bombers, patrol. There we go. Okay, transfer to a dock ship. That's awkward. We can always have them picked up in the future then. I don't know, we might want to... To be fair, I could have them transferred to... Oh, where do we have them transferred to? Yeah. Where's Laysan Island? Because it might be that we have to go down through the south, but we don't have that much in the way of options. And do you know any good video for tutorial of the One Pacific Admirals Edition economy? I think there are a few tutorials out there. I mean, if you type into YouTube like One Pacific Admirals Edition tutorial, you might be able to find something. But the best place to ask at the moment, really, for like up-to-date information, would be on the Discord itself. I mean, if you go into the One Pacific channel of the Discord and just ask for some advice, or even on the forums, there's lots of great advice there. Hello there, Stephen Green. How you doing there, my friend? And welcome. Right, now, where the hell's Laysan Island? Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, that's not going to do me any good. Right, we'll have to probably wait then until we have something that could transport them. That'd be handy. And we do have a couple more support elements over here that we do need to get moving. Yeah, we do have a couple tankers over here. And not the first time, don't have much free time, but I look at almost all your videos about your campaign against the HG. Yeah, I mean, this is it. It's been fantastic, actually. It's like, I've been learning, and... It's amazing, to be honest. We've had people learn on stream, and I'm really happy to see that you guys are learning as well, who are viewing. That's awesome. What are you thinking about CMNAO? You know, I'd really like to go ahead and give that game a go. It's like, I used to know how to play it, but I haven't played it for a long time. It's a very complex game. It's like, as far as it goes on my list of games to learn, it's like, I want to learn how to play Dwarf Fortress properly, like, you know, be able to, like, do things on Dwarf Fortress right, it all go into shit. I'd love to be able to do that. I'd like to learn how to play Grigsby's Bombing the Reich, maybe see about something of a play-by-email on that. What else? Ooh, Blood Bowl and CMNAO would be on there as well. I don't have any CMNAO, actually. I need to learn how to play that game, actually. But it looks awesome. I really... when I did play it, I loved these submarine scenarios. I think there's a scenario where you have, like, one US submarine, and you've got to hunt down, like, 4 or 5 Soviet submarines of, like, different classes, which is really cool. I could deal with the first few, but I think it was, like, a Typhoon or something like that. I think it might have been a Typhoon. And, man, that thing got me. And this is it. It's like the technological differences between the different classes of subs was awesome. Okay, so I'm going to grab the 2 tankers over here as well. Wouldn't be too bad of an idea. Right, so we do have some supply aboard them already, which is quite good. I mean, what we're going to have to do here then is figure out where we're going to be able to move our auxiliary elements. We are going to have to get something set up. We're going to have to look at what we can do to rearm our forces in transit, really. Or in the sort of area. Not in transit, I should say. But once they arrive in the area. So let's take a look then. So we're going to be looking at our support over here. Now thankfully we do have plenty of destroyers. We will be arranging a couple destroyer flotillas as well to basically go out and potentially raid around the Japanese islands. Really just try and protect, well, project some force there really. Okay, so turn off that auxiliary. So I do have, excuse me. So we do have 2 auxiliary repair ships, submarine tender, destroyer tender. I think this is a gunboat tender, the Oyster Bay. We also do have 2. I think these are, what are these again? The AEs. You know, I can't really remember. I think they're like ammunition ships. We'll take a quick look. Yeah, it's an ammunition ship. It's a ship specifically designed to carry ammunition to rearm other ships while underway. Okay, that's awesome, then. That's really good to have that sort of underway replenishment, then. Yeah, I know, right? I mean, maybe one day there might be like a War in the Pacific 2. That'd be amazing. CMNAO is absolutely incredible. The database includes every single man-made weapon system since the end of World War II. However, the AI can be frustrating at times. Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, I mean, this is it. It's like, I really like the look of Bomb in the Reich. I did find a map mod for it to make it look even better, and it looked phenomenal. Yeah, you're right there, Whatman. Right, what we'll do then is we'll group these guys up. We'll give them a escort as well, of course. Okay. We don't need our best on this. So turn off anything that's in the task forces already. Yeah, so let's take a look at the Talbot, for example. So these are Wick-class destroyers. Okay, you maybe a little bit better than that. Not that they're bad, you know what I mean? Oh, but I'll give them the Wick class. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Yep. That should be a sufficient escort for the most part. Though it might be worthwhile just add a couple more in that, but I think we'll be okay. We're going to have them follow up with the main body. So what we'll do then is leave them there. I'm going to tell this group over here to go ahead and join them. We'll actually give them a name quickly. There's a lot of task forces out here. So, support element. There we go. And that is Task Force 50. Okay, go tell them to meet and combine. We might bring the tankers as well. It's not a bad idea just to have the ability to transfer fuel around. We might have them filled up, but we might fill them up once we arrive, to be fair. We'll see really what options we have. We could do with actually creating a minesweeping task force. We've got some minesweepers in the actual forces over here already that are like built in, but I'd like to have some separate minesweepers, just in case. It wouldn't be a bad idea just to have that sort of ability, you know, just like really bump it up. Right, not destroyers. Okay. Yeah, these guys are really quite short-ranged, but we should be able to handle that. Well, then again, these is... Australian, okay. They are very short-ranged. The Kingfisher's the best one here. And these are all Australian, okay. Bathurst class. Bathurst class. I like that, the mousetrap. In fairness, what we could do is actually have that merge with the support task force, and then at least they could all travel together. It gives them a little bit extra in the way of, like... I mean, even then, even this force here has 39 SW. That is bloody incredible. Yeah, we'll have them travel alongside the actual support elements if they can do so. Wouldn't be a bad idea just to have something extra in there. Right. Tell them to merge as well. There we go. So we'll obviously have our rearming capabilities, repair capabilities. That's going to be good, especially for the submarines as well. We're going to need a couple like submarine tenders. We're going to need a lot of supply as well. So what we're going to do here then is actually set up another task force. That's going to be dealing primarily with just supply for the most part. What do we actually have here then on... Yeah, we have more than enough over here to Pearl. Ample amounts. Ample amounts. Right. I'll set them to cargo. Okay. Right, we actually don't have that much remaining here in the actual port, and that isn't already assigned to a mission. So what we can do is take these guys. We'll have basically everything set out from Hull Harbour for the most part. So that's 47,800 cargo capacity. So we'll have them load the actual supplies over here. Incredible, isn't it, that we still have room in the docks. But we'll have them load up. There we go. Cargo. Give them some escorts. We do still have... do we still... No, we don't have destroyed escorts remaining. Just plenty of destroyers remaining still, which is quite good. Hello there, Borian. Yep, this is still orders for turn 1. We will be able to finish the turn here, no issues today. To be honest, I don't know how long it's going to take us. Maybe about an hour, even if that, really. So I think what we might do after that, then, is we'll see what people fancy, but maybe... I'll see what I can think of. We'll see how long it takes us, anyhow. Okay, Clemson's, yep. There we go. Give them a decent escort, and then we can have that travel alongside the support element as well, to be honest. But we'll just keep them separate for now. Yeah. Oh dear. Right, there we go. Basically marshalling all the forces over here, so let's take a look again at the air power. So we do have a lot of patrol boats over here. And these guys have pretty damn good range. Now the question is, it is more than likely worthwhile keeping at least 3 VPs in this area. As to what we keep, we'll have a look. Not using drop tanks. Using drop tanks does extend their range. Obviously, it'd be good to extend their range, obviously, when we are going out with the ASW. And we're going to have to run ASW in this area just in case. We don't really want to be caught on, well, slacking, really. Could have them travel out to their maximum range. To be honest, we'll be using the bombs anyhow, because you can't really use the torpedoes, can you? Not for submarine hunting. So let's have a look then. What do we have here? So we have 24 PBY 5A Catalinas. Actually, make that free. Sort by actual model, yeah. Okay. So what we can do here then is take a look then. So the Marianas. Mariana? I think it's Marina or something. Marina, that's it. Right. What's your range? 18. Okay. Can't extend it. They can't be extended either, but they do have pretty good range. At least with these fellas, we're not extending their range, so they are going to be functioning pretty well. I mean, so their normal radius is about 15. Extended is 18. Okay. Can't give them drop tanks to push it any further, so we'll just probably operate around 15 hexes. Fucking hell. Look at that bomb load. Yeah, these guys would mess up any submarine stay. The pilots aren't exactly amazing. Doesn't look like anybody really is. But I suppose we do have technology to make up for that deficit. So what we'll do then is we'll have the PBY 5A Catalinas run ASW for the most part. Let's see. We want to be running them at maximum range, just get the most out of that. It's going to obviously place some strain on our support capabilities, but I'm sure that we have plenty here. We have a size 10 airfield after all, which is ridiculous. And I can imagine we do have a fairly formidable amount of aviation support. So we'll run the ASW patrols. We'll run, let's say, about 30% of the squadron on ASW. We'll have 20% of the squadron just resting, and then the rest can do as they please on this mission type. Okay. So running 6,000 feet here. What we'll do then is run... Okay, we can't go any lower. Oh, we can go lower, actually. I know, right, G-Man. But we've got to get to that gear first, haven't we? Got to get there first. Okay. I think we'll go with... could go with 100 feet. I might go for... We'll go for about 1,000 feet then. We could lower that, but we'll see how well that operates. So send all the PBY 5A Catalinas over here at Pearl Harbor to be running these missions then. Okay. Now these bad boys. Jeez, they actually do have a bloody incredible range there. And so we could have them head to Eniwatok, which is that's really far away, but they could make it apparently. That is genuinely impressive there. What do we actually have then at Eniwatok in terms of aviation support? So we have there 134, we need 101. So we don't have ample amounts, we don't have like huge amounts of aviation support. We do have enough, but yeah, could do with some more in the future. Don't really need to bother fortifying, he's not going to be coming back here. Minesweeper and a submarine tender. One light civvy ship. Right, destroyer tender and gunboat tender. Okay. We do have the B-24J Liberators over there. Right. Let's have a quick look at what we can do over here then. Let's have a look at our bombers. If I was to take Panapay, we'd be able to bomb the airfields at Truck with an escort, which is really quite nice. I don't think it's going to have really much in the way of like fighters out there, but it's probably not worth testing. I think with Truck, I don't want him to have something that can interdict us from the south. I mean, he's going to hold us to the island. We're not going to be landed at the island. I don't think it's worth it. There's going to be a lot of fortification here. So we'll just obviously leave it as the US did historically. See, Wake would be potentially worthwhile taking. We need reconnaissance over Wake. I know he's going to have some sort of coastal defense unit over here by now. If we were to take one of these islands, and I'm going to say Wake would be the easiest. It could be helpful just to try and protect our flanks here. It's one of these things, we don't particularly have to concern ourselves about it. I'm just a little bit anxious about the range his aircraft may potentially have, and I know he's a good player, so I don't want to give him any real options, to be honest. But we'll see how things go. It's all going to be revolving around reconnaissance, to be honest. So, what's the range to Wake? The range to Wake is 14, the range here to Truck is 15. We might concentrate our efforts at hitting the airfields at Wake, perhaps. Or Truck, it's hard to say. See, this is it. I begin the game with, like, no reconnaissance, no information, no prior knowledge of where his deployments are. So I don't know whether he might move his forces around or what he could be up to be honest. So it's probably worthwhile to be prudent. We do actually have bombers over here, don't we? Yeah, we've got B-24J Liberators over here. Their range is 20 hexes. Just out of range of Truck, but they are well within range to hit Wake. Yeah, more B-24J Liberators over here as well. That's good news. Oh, we do have another reconnaissance craft over here. That's good then. Yeah, look at that range. Phenomenal bloody range. Okay, what we're going to do then is transfer you to Eniwatok. Okay. So. That's actually really good. I'm glad that we do have another squadron there. Is it considered a patrol boat? The hell is it considered? Is it just literally listed as a... What is it classed as? It's classed as reconnaissance, so that's weird. Okay. So then, Newhouser, how you doing there, my friend? Let's take a look at what the others are doing. I mean, it's one of these things of, do we bother hitting Wake? I mean, I considered if we had to choose an island to invade to help secure the flanks, if it's even required, it would be Wake, due to being probably easier to handle. I can imagine the defensive truck would be far more significant. But I don't think we have to do that. We'll check where our other VD prawns are going to be looking. So you're hitting wake. Sorry, you're hitting truck, you're hitting wake, you're hitting Marcus Island. So what we'll do here then with the other one is we might take a look at increased reconnaissance over truck. But we do have this phenomenal range, so I think what we will do here then is actually take a look over, I'll say Saipan really. So we'll run some reconnaissance over Saipan. What altitude are we running the other reconnaissance flights at? They're running at 20,000 feet, yep, okay. And this F7A is actually really quite awesome. It does have phenomenal range, so we really need to make sure we hold on to these bad boys. We'll run our reconnaissance about 20,000 feet. I don't know how well they're going to survive there. Might be worth it at higher altitudes, but it's one of these of, I wish we had like a sort of altitude. Just something to tell us how effective the camera is at certain altitudes. That'd be great. They do have 27 gun value. They are armored. They are fairly durable, but the thing is we don't really want to get them in a tangle, do we? We'll go for 20,000 feet then see how that turns out. I mean, we could do things at night, but I don't think we're going to see very much at night, are we, with a camera? Okay. At least our reconnaissance sorted out. Obviously, we do have the F4U1s. Let's take a look at the F4U2. Do you have any additional range? So you do have 11 hexes of range. It's not particularly what we need right now. We'll have to run some combat air patrol over the actual airfield just in case. So what it might be worthwhile doing then is just in the meantime potentially looking at using these Corsairs just to secure a new dock. Ponape might be on the cards for potential spots to hit. We do need to look at securing another island nearby. The reason being it'd be great to have like a sort of logistical hub. Then it obviously would be great if we could have like a built-up airfield already. Now there is a level 2 airfield over here at Wale. Oh, Wale? I don't know how you pronounce that. That could be handy. It'd definitely put us well within range of Guam. Saipan Tinian put us well within range of Peleliu. It's a level 2 airfield as well, which is quite nice. So this might be our eventual target then to hit. So it's a case of, do we run our reconnaissance? Yeah, I think what we'll do then is we'll get an idea of what we're going to be dealing with. So run our reconnaissance over there instead of Saipan. Maybe a turn or two, we'll see how things turn out. Ideally we can get better reconnaissance. Now, I could potentially consider lowering the altitude to about 15,000 feet, maybe. I don't think he's going to have any aircraft over there. I don't think he's going to have a huge amount of AA, so I'm going to go ahead and go with about 15,000 feet. Well, we'll try about 18,000 feet. It's a little bit lower, but it should be out of range of most AA that the Japanese will have. They do have AA that can hit that altitude and higher up, but it's not particularly effective. It's not very great either. So we'll go for about 18,000 feet, see how that turns out. I'm hoping that he'll not actually have any fighters there. I don't believe he will do. He might just have like a sort of skeleton crew, to be honest. As far as it goes for forces on the front lines over here in the Marshalls, I mean, we do have headquarters over here at the Bombardment Force. Alright, torpedo ordnance. Probably worthwhile to give them that. So what we'll do here then is go for our ground units. Right, all units just turn on the headquarters here then. Let's take a look at them. Okay, so what we're going to do here then is I'm going to just give them some torpedoes just in case. Wouldn't be a bad idea just to have some on standby if required. To be honest, what I could do is just do this, it'll do the same. I don't think they'll need them. But I think it's worthwhile having them just in case. Then these will obviously be like Amphibious headquarters. Luckily, a lot of them are already planning. Okay. Pacific Fleet. We'll have Pacific Fleet planned for Saipan. I know there's differences in the commands, but we'll just have them planned just in case. Okay. 5th Air Wing. Drive that plan for Saipan. Okay. Even if it doesn't actually benefit us, I'll have them planned in just in case. It's going to be an interesting one of how we approach this. I know he's not going to make it easy. We do have overwhelming superiority in the air. It's just, even with that, mistakes can be made. And the Japanese can still be lucky. So we do need to bear that in mind. I don't really want to give him an inch, really. So what we'll have to do then is figure out the best angle of approach. It might be... To be honest, let's take a look then. Whoops. Okay. It may be better to approach from the north, perhaps. Let's take a look at the actual terrain here. So obviously it's deep ocean over here. I don't think I can see any shallow ocean. No, as far as I can see. Yeah, rough terrain's going to be harsh here. Jungle on Guam, Tinian, Saipan. Rota's jungle as well. And taking road to be quite good as well, obviously. There is some shallow ocean out here in Caroline Island. But it's only one hex, so I was hoping that we might find like maybe a little bit more there. It might be worthwhile perhaps then to approach... Yeah, I mean if we consider maybe approaching from the south perhaps. The issue is it would put us in range of Truck's Air Force, where at least then we'd have like the supporting elements of Inuvotox airfields over there. But even then it's one of these, isn't it? Though, it would allow us to actually hit the base over here and actually secure that. We could potentially look at securing that and then moving on. It's going to be an interesting sort of timetable that we have to take into consideration here. Combined fleet isn't going to be waiting around forever. They could take, I think it's something like 20 odd days until they arrive. Which is not a lot of time, really. We need to figure out what we're going to do and how we want to do it. I'm going to say that we will have to secure an island base closer. That obviously isn't part of the Marianas. The reason for that is obviously to get something set up ideally beforehand. Ideally get some US forces, well Air Forces specifically, on the ground in a location where they can actually support the amphibious landings. And this, it's close. Ish. We'd be able to cover a fair amount of the actual landing forces. It's a level 2 air base, which is quite good. There's not really much else that's better. There is the base over here at Yap. It could be potentially worthwhile to take control of this base and Yap as well. This one has a size 3 port, size 1 airfield. Range is going to be one of those things where it's just an issue, however we look at it, to be honest. What do we have then in terms of actual fighters? Do we have anything that particularly has more range? Okay, I mean the P-47s might have the range. If you can keep the airfield and the port in truckloads, you'll be free to bypass it and go for Wale. Marcus Island can be a nice place for fighters and 200 bombers, but nothing more. Yeah, indeed, it's a little island. Yeah, I mean, this is it. It might be worthwhile to take a look at Marcus Island as well. I mean, obviously, we're going to be running our reconnaissance. Reconnaissance is really going to shape our strategy, to be honest. But if we take a look, we do have P-47s. Now, their range... Ah, yeah, okay. It's leaving a little bit to be desired there. Dude, what? Go Japan. Liking it. Okay. So, at maximum push, they could go about 22 hexes. Now, 22 hexes from Johnston might just put them within range of our bases in the Marshall Islands. So let's take a look then. 22 hexes. Actually, it's going to be well out, isn't it? Yeah, 31 hexes. That's awkward. Can we get them aboard anything? That's a question. The reason why I'm concerned about that is I want to have something that's ground-based that is able to actually support our forces. The issue is going to be, do we really have anything that can really manage anything like that? What's the range of the Corsair? Sorry, the Hellcats at max. Aerocobras. Yeah. How about the Warhawks? Okay. So, for ground-based aircraft, it's the P-47s with that range. It's, to be honest, it's probably going to be like the actual Navy aircraft are going to be doing a lot of the lifting here, which is understandable. Obviously, they do have that range. Okay. It might be... I don't know. Do we receive any... What do we receive in terms of additional reinforcements? So I can't take a look at ship availability as of yet. This is a multiplayer game, but it's the one against Major Problem 42. I've only just started this one last week, actually. It's like a secondary series. I mean, obviously that's no offense to Major. It's just obviously the game against THG takes precedence, really. But it's a fun game. It's going to be one of those where we actually get to play as the US. Not play as the Allies, but predominantly the US here. And, yeah, get to experience the game in a different way, which is kind of cool. Okay. Rightio. So, we'll take a look at the actual patrol boats. I say patrol boats, I mean flying boats. I don't know why I always say patrol boats, you know what I mean. Right. The Mariner. Catalinas. We could use these guys as well. Can you link the other player's YouTube channel? Major doesn't have a YouTube channel, but he is writing an AAR. Oh god, I think, yeah, he sent me the link to that. I forgot to pin that, god damn it. If somebody has a link to his AAR, if they'd be a darling and share that. I might just message him here, see if he's got a link to his AAR, actually. 2 seconds. Okay. If I can get that off of him, I'll give you the link there. Okay. Right. What do we have here in terms of pilots experience? The naval search is obviously pretty good. Reconnaissance isn't cracking. Okay. So the Marianas are obviously going to be on the ASW here. So that doesn't mean the Catalinas. It might be worthwhile having the Catalinas transferred to Eniwatok. Yeah, we'll have them transferred to Eniwatok. We're going to be running naval search with the Marianas. Sorry, with the Catalinas. We'll go with... So what are we looking at in terms of actual fatigue here? Take a look at the actual aircraft themselves. Okay, so there's little fatigue on the actual airframes. The pilots have little fatigue. So what we'll do then is go with about 60-40... There we go. Obviously... Right, we'll reduce that down to about 16 hexes. Obviously not try and put too much strain on the airframes there. They are using torpedoes. Don't think they're going to be coming in contact with anything. Okay, so with the drop tanks, obviously that extends their range. So their normal radius is now about 19. So we'll go with that then. There we go. Yeah, that gives them a little bit more range there. There's 12 of them. We don't have a huge amount of aviation support over here in Eniwatok, but we'll be able to make do. At least for the time being until further reinforcements arrive. Just free up a little bit more aviation support over here, which is good. Okay, what we're going to do then with the the B-24J Liberators. We're going to look to go with about 20,000 feet initially. I don't really want to go in all guns blazing and get my arse handed to me. So what we're going to do then is obviously have them targeted to hit the airfields. I'd say at Wake. We'll start with hitting Wake, pound the airfields at Wake. It's going to be a question of really how long do we do that. There's a argument to say maybe we wait even just a day, just so we can actually get an idea of what might be on the ground first and foremost. But I think it's worthwhile to consider hitting the actual airfield. He may have something that we might miss otherwise. But it wouldn't be the worst thing, really. So yeah, we'll hit the airfield at Wake, 20,000 feet. Probably not going to be hugely effective, but we're just going to be sounding him out, really, just sort of testing the defenses here. So we'll set all the B-24J Liberators at this base to hit that at the same altitude. It's a bloody shame that we don't have any long-range escorts as of yet. I mean, obviously, later in the war we will have some phenomenal escorts with phenomenal range. But at the moment, in this deployment, we do not have them as of yet. Right, so they're set up. Their morale's not exactly great here. These guys are training. What we'll do then is we'll have them... It's always a possibility that he might actually look towards basing something of these air bases over here. He'll still have them. As to whether he has any supply of fuel is going to be... yeah, I don't know if he'll actually have that. So we'll run the combat air patrol just in case. Better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it, really. We'll go about 60-40. Okay. So we have the same, yeah, so maneuverability is best about 16 to 20. So we'll go with about 20,000 feet then. So they're not using the drop tanks, which is fine. Have them run security over Roinema. In fact, what we'll do here then is set all the F1, so the F4U1. There we go. Then what we'll do here then is set them up. So rather than combat air patrol, I'll have them on the long range combat air patrol. Over Quangelin. Okay. Now, you do have Corsairs over there to protect you. So we do have Dauntlesses over here. We do have a Ventura. What's a Ventura? Okay, medium level bomber. Obviously do have quite a few aircraft down here in this region. More Venturas, more Dauntlesses. We have more... Right, so we have Mitchells over here. What's the range of the Mitchells? 14 hexes. Okay. See, the thing is, it's like I need to have more aviation support at the front lines, really. Especially in the Warthog, just so I can actually start to use these guys. It might be worthwhile just to keep them training here for the time being, but I will have to decide, really. What's that? Not, yeah, 11. And it's one of those of where do we bother hitting these Japanese bases just because they're here? I don't think we need to bother too much. A couple base forces over here are quite nice. Yeah, Tarawa's been built up quite nicely. Good amount of aviation support over here at Tarawa. What we'd obviously want to do here then, and to be fair, what we might do then is we can't use these actual bombers offensively. They do still, I can imagine they still have the ability to transport. Let's take a look. Maximum load is 4,000. Yeah, they could actually, they could run that. It might be worth it then to actually transfer one of these base forces then. So let's see here. So from Tarawa to Roindama is about 14 hexes, to Kwajalein is about 13 hexes. They could potentially make that. We could actually look towards actually sending one of these base forces from Tarawa up to the front line. Well, technically, well, obviously to the centre of the Marshall Islands there, about Roindama, Kwajalein. Obviously then we could have it transferred from there to Eniwatok, or even to Eniwatok, well, from Roindama / Kwajalein to another island perhaps, or even picked up on the way by some other forces. So that's not a bad idea. So I think at least then we can actually get these guys running. We'll be mindful of fatigue, really. And we're looking at the same range in all of them. Yeah, it looks about that way. Yeah, this looks like mostly speed, altitude, probably a little bit in the way of defenses as well. Okay, what we'll do then is we'll take the B-25Gs, transfer them down here to Tarawa. Right, one of them's left behind here. Right, there we go. Ah, that's a shame. Yeah, I was about to say. Yeah, I've just noticed that. So we can do supply transport, but we can't do troop transport. That's a shame. Fair enough, just saw that one now, didn't I? Should check that one. Do we have anything that's capable of troop transport here? See, I'm used to having the H6K2Ls, really. Okay, no, so it's just supply. That's fine. What we'll do then for the time being then is, let's see. I'll just leave them on training for the time being then. We'll move them and shift them as we need them. What are these parts good at then? Ground bombing, obviously quite good. How about the airfields? ASW isn't exactly cracking. It's not too bad, actually. It's about average. We'll train them for the ground attack, then. That's fine. Yeah, about 15,000 feet, why not? Have these guys in the same orders for the most part. So I do have these dive bombers over here as well. Question's going to be like, how the hell do we use them? And they're carrier capable as well, which is quite good. And we could potentially have them sent towards the northern part of the Marsh Islands. Then, possibly as the carriers come on by, we could have them transfer aboard some of the CVEs or even the CVs perhaps. Obviously just try and augment our striking forces, which isn't a bad idea. These guys are absolutely awesome. I mean, having that radar, having that massive ground striking ability, that's really cool. Okay. Put the drop tanks on. And yeah, we can make it to Nuatok. But do we want to do that? Let's have a look. What do we have in Nuatok? Let's have a bit of a drink of water while we're here. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Plus, having that capability be just, yeah, be great. I mean, be able to drop a couple extra 1,000-pound bombs on the shore defences and Japanese defences be great. So, I think that's really the only way we can use them. I mean, we could have them doing daft things around here, but I don't think it's worth it. So, let's see. We've got a few squadrons of them as well, so wouldn't be a bad idea just getting positioned over here to the north. And what we're looking at in terms of aviation support over here, then. So, 174 there at Roinema. Kwajalein has 126, yeah, plenty there. Okay, what we'll do then is we'll transfer them to Kwajalein, and then at least we're not using up all of the actual availability. Get them shifted out. Right, there we go. These guys will just have on training then. I wish I could do more with them, but we just need to get the actual bases in the area to actually make use of them, really. Which is genuinely understandable. Right. Drop the range, obviously increase the amount of training. And just set all the level bombers here to do the exact same bloody thing. There we go. Yeah, SBD-5s, these guys are awesome. And the Dauntless is just, it's just a bloody good platform. I mean, to be honest, it's like, as far as it goes, I'd say that the Japanese obviously had better torpedo bombers for a good while. Obviously, carrier-borne torpedo bombers. But I'd say that the Americans definitely had the much superior dive bomber. Absolutely. Okay. Have them transferred then. So we'll go to Roinema. This guy to Kwajalein. And one more over here. Okay, so that leaves behind some Hellcats. What range do the Hellcats have? 10, okay. Just, it's incredible, isn't it, that we have like so many aircraft with actual reserves and just actual functional logistics for the most part. Oh, this is definitely different to playing the Japanese. Loving it. Okay. I'm going to leave you over here on this island just in case. I think it's one of these of, I don't imagine he's going to be launching much of an aerial attack, but just in case. Just in the initial stages, we'll run the actual escort over Isle Islands. That, and there's also a chance we might be able to shoot down some reconnaissance if he has something like that in the area. Okay, so let's grab the SPDs. We'll have them just continue training. I mean, what are they obviously training in? Obviously, like the, yeah, so low naval, low ground. Ah, there we go. Naval bombing, naval torpedo, naval search. I mean, naval search is actually pretty damn good. We'll have them continue to train with naval bombing. Naval attack. Send all dive bombers then. Same over here. There we go. So, let's take a look at the Liberators again, make sure everything's set up correctly. These guys are on training, these guys are on training because obviously they've not been given a target. We'll have them go ahead and hit Wake as well then. So Wake's going to have a nice opening day, really. 20,000 feet again. Wait, we're out of range now. Fair enough. We could have them transferred then. Do the bombers over here then have range? That's intriguing. So there, Roach, Roach, how you doing there, my friend? So for those of you unaware, Roach here has a superb channel. Definitely worth checking him out. Must be something of an issue here. Let's take a look. They should, by all rights, have the range there. Didn't quite get to read that message. But we could have them transferred to another base if needs be. Rheinemer does have the capacity, but for the time being then we'll leave them just to train, obviously just augment them. We'll just run ground attack. Yep, so there'll be 24 Liberators over here to do the same then. Okay, so we've got the Marianas out on the search. Hellcats are in van. Okay, the Venturas. What the hell are we going to do with these Venturas? They do have radar, which is pretty cool. Yeah, they're definitely ground bombers. There we go. And fair, actually, what we'll do here then is 60-40 again. Send them over to Niwatok. So, set all fighters at this base to do the same. We'll all do here then. So how goes the game then? Good question. Well, we're getting things set up really. The vast majority of things are already done. We will have our amphibious forces launching really within the next 2 days maybe. Something of that sort of nature there really. We're just going to be trying to run reconnaissance for the most part, running some like preliminary like bombings of his airfields, just trying to really figure out where his forces are, what his plan might be. I mean, obviously, at the end of the day, he isn't going to be doing anything sort of offensive. We are going to be going to him. But obviously, as a defender, he has some pretty damn good innate advantages there. So what we're setting up for now is just the possibility that he may in fact have something set up to hit our airfields maybe, or he may be looking towards just obviously getting some information, so we're going to try and deny him that. Okay, these Corsairs. To be fair, I could just have them on we'll have them on escort duties just in case, obviously have them on the extended range just in case, have them at 20,000 feet, they're running well, they were running night operations there, so we'll do then, are these night fighters? Oh, they are night fighters, okay. Well, that's good to know, then. And this is it. Night operations is something that we really do have to take into consideration here. That's going to be an interesting one. Just have them on night combat air patrol then, really. I think that's probably the best thing we can do, considering there's not really too much else in the way of options there. So yeah, just have them run that. I'll run it about 15,000 feet though. Sounds good to me. We do have some Hellcats. These are also night fighters, okay. So just have the night fighters then run the same role here. Do have some more bombers over here. We'll try over here at truck. Yeah, you're absolutely right there. All the options in the world are indeed open. Just trying to figure out really what is going to be the best one. Now, there's only 3 of these guys over here. 2 of them are in maintenance, so more will arrive then. So is it worth having them go alongside? We'll send them anyhow, just in case. More the merrier, really. And today there is strength in numbers. I mean, especially when it comes to these sorts of bombers, having more of them in an actual formation does make it significantly harder for an enemy to crack. I suppose as the Germans found out with the massive air raids. Okay. So airfield, reconnaissance, search, training, reconnaissance, yep, escort. So that's all set up. Dauntless is a training. These guys are on airfield attack. Okay, that's good for me. These submarines are going to be actively out there. I mean, the submarines are going to be doing a lot of our reconnaissance for the most part. Right, so we have a few more Corsairs, a couple PBYs, and some SBDs. Okay. We'll have these guys run anti-submarine warfare patrol, I suppose. But again, it's one of these of like, it's a big old bloody bomb, isn't it, to hit a submarine? But Jesus, if it does a job, it does a job. I'm going to experience that again soon as well. Just finish the BFG2 down onto another game. That's pretty cool. I heard that they've released like a new game mode, haven't they, for like Battlefield Gothic? Can't you have like 4,000 points in the game or something? And to be honest, I'd like Battlefield Gothic, but I'd still like to see like a turn-based one. I think I would like that. Something like just like a sort of approximation of the tabletop game would be kind of cool. I'd like to have that option anyhow. Alright. We'll do the same here then. Troll's going to be running naval search. Drop that by about 20. Right, fighters are going to be they're going to be quite bored out here. And these are just run-of-the-mill fighters then, not night fighters. I might have a good go night. I don't know. It's one of these. Is it particularly even worthwhile? We'll have some of them, obviously, on combat air patrol just in case. We could have the others actually trained in the meantime. Yeah, I can imagine. 65 hours is a long time, isn't it? It's a long time to dedicate to anything, really. Alright. We'll have, yeah, 6% combat air patrol, 20 training, 20 resting. Might drop that, yeah, we'll drop that further, so we have 20 training, 30% resting. Over here in Midway. We'll have naval search over here. They might not be great at it, but we'll get them out there just in case. I love these Black Widows. They look amazing. I don't know what it is, but they just look so goddamn badass. Jeez, we have so very much here. Right, transport aircraft. These guys would actually be pretty handy. Alright, what we're going to do here then. So I could have these guys transferred. So they can make about... This is it. If we just had a couple more hexes, we can actually transfer them to where we need them. But we can't. So we'll just have them train for the time being. I might even leave them on 40, and then obviously they're not going to tire themselves out. I could do with a squadron of patrol planes at Johnston, to be honest. So I'll transfer you to Johnston. Right down to 17 hexes. Transfer these bad boys to Midway. Okay, there we go. Do we have... Right, so I only have the 1st Marine Defense Battalion here. Caretaking unit, to be honest. I think we'll have the Marianas just run naval search out here then. Not a bad idea. 15 hexes. That's fine. There we go. And that is phenomenal range. Don't get me wrong, that is like really, really impressive range. Actually, buggered it. We'll just have them actually train. Lightnings we can't really do too much with at the moment. So I'll just have them train for the time being. Venturas. We'll have them train. And I do have these Liberators over here. What sort of range could they make it out to? Right, now, here we go. We actually do have range to make it out now. That's good to see. Right, okay. So, question is, where do we want to deploy them from? We could potentially have them transported to Midway Island. I don't know if that'd be any... No, it probably wouldn't be any better. At least we do have the range there. So let's take a look at support then. So Tanawa does have a large amount of support there. Roynham, of course. Inuatok. Yeah, Inuatok's actually over its support capacity here at the moment, if this is what I'm seeing here. We'll double check that and make sure we're not wrong on that one. Actually, we're alright there, but probably don't want to be pushing it. Empel, you have one transport squadron. You can look if they're... Yeah, see, this is it. It's like it'd be nice to get them to Tarawa, wouldn't it? It's just the range is just a little bit too short. If I was to take one of these islands, maybe, but it's one of these things of, is it worthwhile taking control of an island? Is it worthwhile spending all these men and resources just to take an island, just so we can actually land, like, some transports, when we'd be able to handle that at some point in the future anyhow, so, probably not. Something to bear in mind, though, isn't it? Something to bear in mind. Right. What do we have then at, yeah, so we could go to Rhoynar. Let's see, what do we have at Rhoynar? So, 120 is required here. We do have 174 available. What we'll do then is we'll look at transferring the B-24s then from Pearl to Rhoynar. Should be able to handle both squadrons, perhaps? Ideally so. Transfer them to Rhoynar. Just go ahead and take a look at how much that's increased by. Yeah, we're looking pretty good there. Yeah, we'll get both squadrons over there then. Which is quite nice. Be able to put them to use, really. I potentially hit Wake even harder, or we could actually take a look at... Yeah, we'll actually reinforce potentially the raid on... Actually, then again, it's one of these of coordination, isn't it? It's better to probably have the coordination, obviously have them all hit one target, rather than splitting our forces. We've got some forces over here from Roy... And then again, actually, no. We'll double check that these guys can't hit... like truck, for example. We'll double check just in case. Right, too far, yep, that's understandable. Double check these guys can't hit Wake, too far. Okay, that's a shame. Actually, what do we have remaining here? Because I could potentially transfer them here as well. 143. Yeah, I reckon we could probably get them there. Yeah, transfer them to Rhoynar. Obviously, we do have too many groups over here at Rhoynar. So we might want to transfer some aircraft out. Yeah, let's have a look. I'll transfer the Corsairs around. Right, now we're looking now. Still over, but it's not too bad. Things will get better pretty soon. Obviously, we could transfer these SPDs into Inuotok at the turn after, but at least we're going to be able to hit Wake with a much larger, much stronger force, so that's quite good. Yeah, morale's not great, but some of these groups do have some better morale. There we go. Yeah, you just remain here for the time being, man. Fighters, yeah, just have training escort, really. Nothing else really for them to do. It's not as if we're expecting anything like that sort of danger. Night fighters also will have them train. Now these are very interesting. Nice complement of arms there. Armored, durable, decent gun value. I mean, these are pretty damn cool. Radar. They have the bombs here. So these guys would be awesome to actually fly in to hit the airfields at night. Pity their range isn't further. If I give them the drop tanks, that's 14 hexes. Yeah, just need that bloody little bit more. Okay, well what we'll do here then is we'll have them train. So airfield attack at night. Let's take a look at the actual pilot's experience then, shall we? Low ground, low naval. It's not particularly amazing, but then again, I suppose these guys are relatively new, aren't they? So we'll have them continue to train then. Yeah, these Havocs look like they're designed for the same sort of attacks, really. Yeah, these guys actually look as if they're just night fighters. So we'll have them just train the escort duty there. Okay, then out on search. SW, training, yep, okay. Dauntlessers. Okay, transfer them aboard the ships. They could go ahead and join the Enterprise. Though I'm going to say probably we want more in the way of fighters, perhaps. So, let's go ahead and take a look at the fighters that we do have over here at Pearl. Right, okay. US Navy. Okay, so don't have any US Navy fighters. Do we have any US Marine Corps fighters? Are they carrier capable, though? They're not carrier capable, that's the issue. Okay, so it looks as if it's going to be the Dauntlesses I go aboard then. So let's take a look at morale then. So 60 morale, 60 experience. Yeah, we'll go with these guys then. VS 69. They're going to go aboard the Enterprise. There we go. Do we have any additional room here? No, full up. We'll have them train anyhow. There we go. So we do have all these destroyers as well. We need to set them up too. Okay. So we're looking for the ones with the most endurance. So it looks like it's 62. We do have over here 2 at 65. Speed is lower though. So let's go ahead and, yeah, we'll gather these guys then. So, set them up in groups of 5 maybe. I mean, that is a formidable amount of AA. I mean, it's not exactly huge amounts of gunpower, well, firepower there, but torpedoes, yeah, these guys are great. We'll set up a couple of these guys to sort of, yeah, they're going to be like raiders. So, Raider Group 1. Even potentially just for like bombardments, perhaps. It could be worthwhile. So we'll have them sent over there to Indiwatok. There we go. Have them refuel once they arrive. Yeah, look at that, we still have 82 destroyers remaining here. So, I mean, I don't know, maybe we'll go for a couple more of these. It might be worthwhile to have a couple, perhaps. There's going to be a lot of forces moving out towards the Indiwatok, to be honest. So it's not a bad idea having at least some destroyers arrive earlier. At least when they do arrive, or at least when they are in transit, there's a good chance that they might pick up on some enemy forces before the enemy forces pick up on them. Give some prior information then. I was going to even use them just to try and hunt down enemy submarines as well. So I think we'll send out 4 groups of 5 then perhaps, or even 5 groups of 5 maybe. We'll go for 5-5. Gives me a fair amount of flexibility then. Obviously these groups are pretty damn deadly in their own right. Harass the enemy. Right, and one more. Even potentially use them. I don't know if the US gets access to fast transport. I'll double check that one actually. They do, okay, that's good to know. Could always use them to actually support our forces out that way. So that's not a bad idea. Okay, there we go. Lovely jubbly. So this is the only issue when you type on a bloody big ass microphone in your face. Actually tends to get in the way sometimes. In fairness, I should just move the keyboard. First world problems, right? Right, there we go. That's looking pretty solid then. Okay, the carriers are in Warthog bound. So what we need to do then is actually set up our fighters here then. Okay. Escorts. We'll run about 30% combat air patrol for the time being. 10% rest. Well, 20% rest actually. Okay, so just set all carrier fighters in this hex then just to run escort of their own carriers. Don't need to be too nimble about those deployments as of yet. Obviously we'll change it as we near the actual target location. Okay, what do we have here? Dive bombers. Hell divers. Yeah, these fucking hell divers, man, that is incredible. So not only do you have the 1,000-pound bomb, you have another 500-pound bombs there. That's crazy. Hispano cannons, yeah. I'm gonna have them run the ASW patrol. There we go. All carrier dive bombs will be running this. Yep. Ride the Avenger. I mean, to be honest, it might be worthwhile having the Avengers actually run the ASW and the Helldivers. What's the range of the Helldivers? Yeah, we'll have the Helldivers actually run the Naval Search rather than the ASW. So we'll have them do that then. %20 search, 10% rest, and then at least we're not going to be tiring the squadrons out too quickly. We'll have them run at 9 hexes with the drop tanks on. There we go. So all carrier dive bombs are going to be running that naval surge. I could add that setup on the naval attack, to be honest. Yeah, we'll just have that change to naval attack. Same things. At least then obviously they're set to rest then afterwards. That's fine. Avengers. Yep, there we go. Category torpedoes will be running that. Lovely jubbly. Now, I do have some float planes here. Yep, just have them do that. In fairness, it might be worthwhile to have them run the night operations for the most part. We'll have the Seagulls run the night ops. It's not a huge amount of night search, but at least it's something. We run our float planes at 50-50, so obviously they'll be out there searching, but we don't want to give them huge amounts of, like, fatigue. I mean, once they get, once they start getting a lot of fatigue, they're going to start losing morale, and they're not going to be out there much. They're not going to be doing too much. Okay. Yeah, so for the most part, they're ready to go. Not particularly amazing commander there. Lee Willis Ching. Very, very effective naval commander there. Not so much. Sherman. Or Frederick Sherman. We even have Halsey over here. Spruance, yep. I don't know if these commanders are very recognizable. Alright, but Sherman Frederick, or Frederick Sherman in charge. Then again, it's hard to say, but it's one of these, isn't it? I mean, the difference here between 87 and 85 is pretty large between 76. Wow. I mean, Halls is pretty decent to me. He has 76 naval, 76 air. He's a fairly balanced commander, but I do want to make sure that the carriers are commanded by somebody who is especially competent in controlling air commands. Not that it's particularly necessary, but it's nice to have, just in case. There we go. Okay. Right, follow 41. Then again, that's going to slow them down if they're following. So we'll cancel that for the time being, then. We'll have them follow the amphibious forces when they set out, then. We don't want to be slowing down the carriers, we don't want to be slowing anything like that down. Okay. So, we need to unload everybody, and then we'll reload everybody properly, get all that sorted out. We need to separate the actual command ships, to be honest, but we'll do that really in the next turn. So in fairness, I think we are done here. I don't think there's anything else we could potentially do. Yeah, pretty much good to go. We're going to have the submarine spread out there. Our vanguard forces are going to be setting out. We're going to have our raiding forces setting out as well. And also the main surface capital ships for the most part are staying back home. We have some old battleships in there with them, but the newer battleships are obviously going to be heading out with the vanguard. But yeah, to be honest, it's going to be quite interesting, yeah. The Death Star is definitely on the move. And if we take a look at this, so obviously when it comes to the actual naval assets, obviously not down here at the Marshalls, but over here in fact. Yeah, so I mean, let's have a look. 456 aircraft, 480 aircraft, then obviously 28 aircraft here, 113 aircraft here, 97 aircraft here. Not too particularly many aircraft on board though. We'll have to look at that one. Hellcat and Helldivers. Actually over, yeah. Oh well. Yep, okay. Minesweeper there. No, I don't think there's anything particularly else we can do here then. Let's double check our active ships. Yeah, there's plenty more destroyers actually. Might be worthwhile getting them loaded up, but we'll load them up next turn, to be honest. Okay. So, yep, I'm going to call it here. So, thank you for watching there, ladies and gentlemen. Until next time, where we'll actually have the next turn available to see. It's going to be an interesting one, really. We'll see how things go. I don't think we need to spend too much time on each turn, as obviously we're going to be getting there. And, yeah, we'll be seeing what's going on for the most part. But I'd like to say thank you so very much, ladies and gentlemen. Until next time, thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this, you can go ahead and support myself and the channel if you so wish to do so through a number of ways, such as Patreon, PayPal, Super Chats, or even buying yourself a print as well, which is really awesome. Of course, more details of the prints are available on the Discord, and I do welcome you guys to go ahead and join the Discord. The conversation there is fantastic. Really proud of the community that we have growing there. And yeah, until next time, thank you for watching, and goodbye. Have a great evening, day, or whatever the hell's in between of that. Goodbye for now, ladies and gentlemen. Until next time, see you later.